Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They said Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. Frozen, neck is frozen, catch me rolling, I'm the chosen. Snow is falling, Elfie's calling, check my list twice, most of y'all done. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They say Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They said Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. No, I can't forget about the one with the red nose. When I fly high, my sleigh still stay 10 toes. Bring the beat, bring the cheese, put the lights up, 'tis the season. Need no Grinch types, no Ebenezer. Don't believe this, y'all need Jesus. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They said Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They said Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. They said Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag. I got racks in my sack or in my bag.
Hey, welcome to the Honey and Harry Show. I'm Honey.
And I'm Harry.
And today we have Santa.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I have waited my whole life to have him here. I am so excited. Yay! So happy to have you.
I'm so glad to be here myself.
I am so glad you came. I know it's such a busy time of year. I know I dressed up in the elf costume because I know the elves are so probably mad at me. You're supposed to be getting your rest right now.
This time of the year is still pretty busy. We're still sitting and talking to children and getting lists and Christmas lists. It's a busy time of the year.
Oh, I know.
could rest after Christmas.
I know, you can rest. So let me ask you, how is Mrs. Claus? Was she okay with you coming today? That's the big thing. I don't want her to be mad at me.
She did cook a big supper that I missed, so she's not very happy on that, but she knew that it's this time of the year, so she was okay with me coming.
Well, good. I'm so glad you're here today. I hope there's a bunch of kids watching because, you know, we have people that work for you, right? That they go to the malls sometimes and they dress up, but this is the real Santa. This is the Santa that comes to deliver all the toys. He lives in the North Pole. Like, this is a big deal. Miss Honey is so lucky to have Santa here today.
Yes, it's a quick trip with the reindeer. It did not take us long to get here. They are very fast. But yes, we do have a lot of helpers that go to different places so that all the kids would get a chance to sit on Santa's lap.
Absolutely.
And let us know what they want for Christmas. And just because you gave Santa a big list, sometimes if the parents don't agree on what we're going to bring, you don't get everything brought to you. But also, every kid has to have gifts and toys. So sometimes everything on your list doesn't come. But we try our best.
Oh, absolutely. So where I want to start, Santa, is really your St. Nicholas.
Yes.
Yes. And I know, like, eons ago, this all started when you started delivering toys to the really poor children.
Yes.
And
yes.
then you loved it.
I loved it so much that it turned into what it is today, that we try to give every kid in the world gifts on Christmas.
It's so special. It's absolutely so special. And the whole reason that before we really get into, the North Pole, the reindeer, all that, we really need to remember the only reason this is happening is because it's Jesus's birthday.
Jesus' birthday.
And, I think it's so special that you give every child a gift. Jesus wants everyone to have a gift for, his birthday.
Yes, and he gave so much for us.
Oh, he sacrificed his life for us.
Yes.
So we needed to definitely put that out there, that the whole reason for the season is Jesus. Sometimes that gets lost, and we all forget about that. And we all get, I know Miss Honey, I get all wrapped up in Santa, my Christmas sweaters, dressing up like an elf. Look, I even have all these little headbands. But really, Jesus is the reason for this season. And none of us would be here without him sacrificing his life for us. So
exactly, 100%.
Perfect. Okay, so let's get to the reindeer.
Well, that's one of the most
who's your favorite reindeer? That's what I want to know. And of course, I think
I
know.
Rudolph is my favorite reindeer.
Well, of course he has the red nose. Does it really light up the sky at night that bright?
It really does. He can turn it up really, really, really high when it is really foggy. And at the speeds we are going, it has to be bright.
It has to be. And does it make a noise? Because, I remember watching the little show.
Actually, it does not make a noise.
Doesn't make a noise. That's so crazy. Because, when I watch the little Christmas shows, sometimes I'm like, it goes, but I guess it doesn't.
No, well, it was probably because of television. It doesn't make a noise. I wouldn't want to mislead him, but,
Yeah.
It doesn't make a noise. It does get very bright, a lot brighter than what you saw on the television show.
Okay. And so I'm going to take off my hat. Now, who is, because we all know there's a troublemaker. Everybody knows that. In school, there's always a troublemaker. And what reindeer or deers are troublemakers? Or is Miss Honey the troublemaker? Am I the troublemaker?
Vixen is definitely a vixen. He's a bad reindeer sometimes.
Oh wow.
And Prancer can be a little
snotty, huh? He's prancing, and
he's a little hyper, He's
a hyper
Dasher
one.
is really quick.
Really quick.
Yeah,
I know. That's why he's Dasher. So,
yeah.
Well, that's really interesting to hear all the different reindeer and which ones do this and that. Now, what about because I know I always have discussions with the kids, if I sub at school or with my grandkids. And I know when I was little, what's your favorite treat to get? Because I know all the kids are wondering that. But by the way, I would like to be a reindeer one time. I want to be a reindeer. I think reindeers are fun and exciting.
The reindeer, I get treats with cookies, and my favorite cookies are either Oreos or chocolate chips. But the reindeer really do love the Oreo.
Really?
Oh, yes. They go crazy over Oreos. I think they even fly faster after I give them a few Oreos. Oh, they love them.
See, and I'm glad I know that because I always make reindeer food. And I didn't know if they could have the chocolate. Because, they say dogs can't have chocolate. But then I found out because my dog always ate chocolate, but it's the dark chocolate that was dangerous, right?
Yep. That's right.
So they can have the Oreo because Oreos are not dark chocolate.
Nope.
So they can eat that too. Because I make a big thing of, do they eat that even? Or
yes,
do they even see it?
We actually bring a lot of it back to the North Pole. They will eat some that night, but a treat is pretty much, if I throw them all Oreos, just like we caught another gear. They're ready to go.
They're going, huh?
Yeah, and
they're flying.
When you leave milk, just leave a small glass. If you think about how many glasses of milk I have to drink every night, on Christmas night, of course. So
wait, we have a comment. Pearl wants to know if Santa also needs coffee. Do you need coffee at night?
Normally on the night that I'm going around the world to deliver gifts, I will bring a thermos with coffee.
Miss
Miss Claus
yeah.
really does hook me up. And believe it or not, I love hazelnut.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your favorite, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I know you were telling me a story when you first got here a little while ago. Your little Christmas story. It's a what is it called? It's a little Cajun Christmas story.
It's the Cajun Night Before Christmas. I heard this from a young man several years ago, and it kind of stuck with me.
You can tell for our little Cajun babies around here in Louisiana. I think everybody would love to hear this little story.
All righty. I'm going to let y'all have it. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring. Grandma done got that little mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with holes, hoping we'd get some new ones to cover up our little toes. When all of a sudden we heard such a clatter. Grandma ran outside to see what was the matter. He said, look, way up in the sky. It's 8 little deer, and them boogers can fly. So he came back in. We got our rifles and our shotguns, too. We even gave Grandpa's old 22. As we got ready and all going to shoot, down from the sky came some little parachutes. It was some presents and some gifts for all of us. We said, wow, this must be Christmas. And as he flew off in the night, we heard Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Well, yay! I love that. What do you think of that, Dad?
Oh, that's just terrific. I really like that.
I love that little story. Okay, so the big question is that I want to know. I was thinking about, because my favorite movie is Elf. I love Buddy. Oh my gosh, he's so funny, and he found his birth family. But when he was a baby, he was in an orphanage, and he snuck in. I know he snuck in your bag, and he came back, and I know one of the elves raised him, and he found out that he wasn't an elf because, I mean, he was like 6 foot tall.
Yes.
And aren't the elves small?
Yes, the elves are fairly small. We have a few of them that may make 4 feet, but
Really?
pretty much they're pretty small.
And they work incredibly fast.
I really think being small, they have more energy and they accomplish so much. And
It's
think about it,
amazing.
you're making toys for kids, so being small may be even helpful, I think.
Yeah, and then Buddy was this big old elf, and he couldn't get I know he was just not doing good and all that, but then he met, and I'm wearing his wife had this outfit, so that's what inspired me to wear this outfit today, because she wears this. But did he ever come back to live in the North Pole? Because I know he was in New York for a while.
He did come back to the North Pole, and doesn't make toys as much, but he is one of the people that help organize and supervise. So
he's good at the lifting.
Yes, very much so.
Well, I know he fixed your sleigh one time because he was a big elf, and he could fix that sleigh that time when you were in New York. Oh my goodness!
So the sleigh catches a whole lot of rough and tough time. I mean, landing on rooftops as many times as we do in a night, the sleigh really does get banged up pretty bad on Christmas. Oh, yes.
So what do you do when it rains? Or snowing? Because, you go around the world. And I know, we just think, in Louisiana it's not snowing. Do you have, a heater in there? What do you do? Because I know you probably get snowed on, right? Or does it have, a magic bubble thing?
It's pretty much magic.
Look at the snow.
And the way it travels, the way we travel, to think about it, to cover all the houses in one night. We at every house, if you would film me like what I'm doing at my speed, you would think I was there for 20 or 30 minutes at each house, but at each house I'm there only a split second. So we're moving so fast, it's almost like magic.
Well, it is magic.
It is magic.
It is magic. Not almost, but it is, right?
When we come through, I'm always checking to see if you're sleeping or not. But we're moving really, really, really quick. If you were to blink your eyes, your presence would be there and you wouldn't know how they got there.
Isn't that crazy?
Because we are moving so quick to cover everybody in one night,
I know, because right now, we were talking earlier, and it's right now, China, it's daytime.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to cover everybody in the United States. You go everywhere. So that's crazy. In the whole world.
And the way we start, when night falls in the first part of the world, is where we start.
Okay.
And we don't stop. By the time we get back to that beginning point, it's morning. So we're gone the whole night.
It's crazy, huh?
It's truly amazing how we cover it. And that's why I don't rest until after Christmas. There's so much to do.
There's so much to do. And I know the elves are working so hard right now. And, it's so weird. When I was little, and this podcast that we're doing, it's in my old bedroom. And I remember and I don't know if you saw me or not, because Santa, you're magic. You're Saint Nicholas. You've been around forever. It's amazing that that God's given you this gift to come and do all this for all of us. But the window, I know everybody can't see it, but that window right there, I had a canopy bed, and I remember standing up, and I saw you, and I mean, you went so fast, and I was like waving, but I don't know if you saw me or not. Did you see me?
I saw you. We're in super speed,
Yeah.
but I see everything in normal time.
You do.
Yes, that's why
Because it
when we
was
get
like
to somebody's
a
house,
lightning.
it seems like I sit there and I eat the cookies and everything, but in all actuality, I was only there for a split second.
For a split second. Isn't that
And,
crazy?
It's amazing that God gave us the ability to do this.
I know. I mean, he gave you and Mrs. Claus and all the elves, and y'all are just, I mean, that's all you do is give. Give. And I love, and and there's something to take away with that, because I try to get my grandkids to, we all have the elves, and I've had to ask about the elves. Everybody has those elves, and they come at Christmas time. I know you send them. They get the little elves where
Elf
they
on
do
the Shelf.
yeah, elf on the shelf, where they do the funny things. But what I have at my house, since I don't have kids at my house, I have, and I know you sent them. They're the kindness elves.
Mm.
And what the kindness elves, what we do, and I know you sent them to my house, and not everybody has those, but every day, we have a little heart, and it tells you to do something kind. You're either going to, clean out your old toys and donate them. Go through your old shoes and donate them. Tell somebody at school that, something nice about them, something kind. Give your parents a hug or a kiss. Share with your siblings. So those are the things that we need to remember. Like during the holiday season, we have got to be kind, because look at all the kindness that you're spreading.
It doesn't cost anybody
anything
to be kind.
Oh, so we have my granddaughter's asking a question, Santa. Is Pearl on the naughty, or is she on the nice list?
Well,
is Pearl on the nice list?
You need to work on staying on the nice list, because you're barely making it on the nice list. Okay?
And Santa is teasing Pearl. Now, Honey was on the bad list when she was little one time. I remember. Honey, I think it was when I was in high school. Was that it?
Yeah.
It was. I was really causing a lot of trouble back in those days.
Most kids do end up on the naughty list at some point. I had one little girl this year that she asked for an iPad, and I said, yes, I'll see what we can do for getting it. I said, are you going to work on being nice until Christmas so Santa can bring you a gift? And she said, I don't know, Santa.
No.
And I said, well, you don't think you can be good at least until Christmas? And she said, I don't believe I can.
Oh, really?
But believe it or not, but me talking to her, and I said, look, you got to really put an effort in to be nice to Mom and everyone and listen. And she did. She is being good. She made it back on the good list.
Isn't that so? Well, I think we all, like, T-Paw is my husband. We call him T-Paw. Some days I'm just so ugly to T-Paw, and I know I get on that naughty list, and there's no reason for it, and I have to and I have to really think about what I'm saying sometimes, because I get aggravated sometimes. We lose our little temper, or just get ugly. So just because you just need to remind yourself to always stop yourself when that's happening, and even at school, if you're being ugly to somebody at school, or just fighting with your siblings. Just remember to be nice. It's just always good to be nice. We need to be nice. And we can always work on that.
You can change somebody's day by being nice and tell them they look nice.
Yes.
Or just hello.
I like it when people are nice to me. Of course. Okay, so what's the craziest thing that somebody's asked you to bring them?
Well, this year,
Lord.
A little girl, she was 7 years old, and she sat on my lap, and she asked me for a in-ground swimming pool by Christmas.
Oh my goodness.
And that was pretty big and tough. And I spoke with her parents to see if it would be okay. And we don't know. We haven't worked it out yet.
I haven't
So,
worked it. Because sometimes you have, like you said earlier, the parents have to be on the same page.
exactly. They have
You
to
can't
agree to
just
what
say, okay, I can snap a pool. But if the parents say no, no, sir, you can't go against their wishes.
That's right. That's right.
It's just like some kids are asking for iPads. Some kids are asking for things that the parents are like, no, ma'am.
I did have one kid ask me for a reindeer.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I told him really we couldn't let him have a reindeer.
Well, no, because that'd be wrong, right?
That would be wrong. And then, he actually saw my reindeer whistle and he wanted a reindeer whistle.
Tell us about the whistle.
Well, the reindeer whistle, when I blow the reindeer whistle, my reindeer right now are parked. They're out in a bean field grazing. And when I blow the reindeer whistle, they'll swing by in a split second and I'll be gone. They'll pick me up. But if you blow the reindeer whistle wrong, you'll call every reindeer in the world and you have reindeer coming from everywhere. So
Oh, wow.
I'm very, very particular who touches my reindeer whistle.
Well, yeah,
And I couldn't give the young man my reindeer whistle.
absolutely not. No. And like, I know most reindeer, they like the snow.
They really do
They
love
do.
the cold weather and the snow. They thrive where, and I love the snow too. Truthfully, I love cold.
You love the snow.
I really, really do.
See, I like the beach.
And I'm not a beach person.
Yeah.
I've never seen Santa in his costume or his suit or whatever.
That's got to
on
be
the beach.
hard when you go to Hawaii to deliver gifts, huh?
Well, we make it through there pretty quick. Thankfully it's not real big islands over there.
Yeah.
But I've always loved the cold, and I'm thankful that I'm in the North Pole. Mrs. Claus doesn't like the cold as much as I do, but the only time Mrs. Claus will ever really be tough on anybody is after Christmas. She wants me to rest.
Oh,
And
yeah.
She doesn't want anyone bothering me. So for a few days, I really just kick back after Christmas and take it easy and eat some of the cookies I couldn't eat that night. And
Okay, you bring them with you.
yes, I can't eat every one, but I eat most of them.
So what? So what's your favorite dinner? After, because I know you're exhausted, and so you come home. What does Mrs. Claus have waiting for you?
She knows what I love. I love stuffed turkey
Oh, turkey,
and cornbread dressing.
cornbread dressing.
Moo.
So good, huh?
Mhm.
So that's waiting for you when you get home.
That's waiting for me when I get home. Well, actually, when I actually get home after that night, it's actually breakfast time. It's that morning when we return.
Oh, so it's breakfast. Okay.
Yeah, so she has a big breakfast made for me. But
Okay.
that evening, we have turkey.
Oh, that turkey. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So I heard now, and I don't know if this is true, but for some reason I heard that someone asked you for a dolphin one time.
Well, that was quite a few years back, but
Because they live in the water. You can't just drop off a dolphin in somebody's house.
that's when you go back to you have to clear with the parents. But
And there's no
a
way you
dolphin-
can-
a dolphin would probably not be. It could be a good pet because they're very friendly, but it's not easy for anyone to have a dolphin or keep a dolphin at their house.
No, I know.
But kids, they have a big heart and they have a big wish list.
They
and
do. They do.
always have a
I
big
always
wish
have.
list.
And I guess, Dad, I'm going to get you involved in this because every year, and I know you remember this, I wanted a pony. So I guess my dad was the Grinch and said no.
I didn't know where we would keep a pony.
In the backyard. We had a bit.
We didn't have a very big backyard.
Yeah, I just wanted a pony every year, every single year. And look, you had a little horse, right? Or do you still
Yes.
have a little? And it wasn't a pony; it was a little miniature horse.
It was a miniature horse. He stayed right here, right at the North Pole with me. His name was Murphy.
Murphy, and he lived inside.
He lived inside, and
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Claus got a little upset one day when Murphy and I were relaxing, and I fell asleep, and Murphy ate a lot of the furniture and the flower arrangements in the house and left a few little gifts around the living room. So
She said, I'm done.
Thus, no pony. No
so
pony.
Murphy got moved outside after one little. He went from the good list to the naughty list in only a few seconds.
Oh, well, yeah, I would be mad at Murphy too.
Yeah.
So what about is the elf that wanted to be the dentist? What was his name? What's his name? I forget. Was it Hermie or Hermie?
Hermie.
Is it
Yes.
Hermie? It's Hermie.
And
Is he a dentist now? For the
He
little
is actually the North Pole's dentist.
really? And does he
Yes.
do your teeth too? Oh, he does. Look
Yeah.
how
They look
good your
good.
teeth look. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of him because we watched it on TV.
Yes, and it is true. He wanted to be a dentist, and he is. He is the North Pole dentist, and he is the greatest and the kindest heart. He's always wanting to fix everything. He's such a good
Really?
elf.
Oh wow.
Good-hearted elf.
Well, yeah, because you have to have a dentist there, in case you get cavities or anything like that. So I know I'm so blessed to have you today. I so appreciate it. But you were at Ashley Manor Plantation. Was it last weekend?
Yes, I was there last
You did a
Sunday.
special event.
I did a special event. We had a lot of children that came out, and they had breakfast with Santa. We had food for everyone and juice and games, and it was a really nice day. We had a lot of special kids from the Special Olympics and
I love
everything
that.
came. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. I had a wonderful time. The reindeer were able to graze out back,
Yeah, because Ashley Manor is such a beautiful place. My niece had her reception there, and one of my good friends, we hosted a shower there. Food is incredible. It's my husband's cousin's place, Chucky Lejeune. And we just absolutely love it. It was beautiful. Was the food great when you were there?
It was wonderful.
That's
It
the
was
one thing I
wonderful.
can say about Ashley Manor. The food, I mean, at Jacelyn's reception, I didn't even know with Emily when she had her little thing, we just made ourselves sick. We ate so
And
much.
I really do appreciate good food.
I know you do, huh? And look, so do I. Like tonight, I had to loosen this belt. It was too tight on me, So I've been eating a lot right now. But we love Ashley Manor, and so if you do have, say that we did, if you do a wedding venue, do you have a photographer that you would suggest, or do you have like people who do venues? Y'all do? I'm not you. I'm sorry. Do you know of anything like that? Who was taking pictures when you were there?
We had a young lady by the name of Taylor Lejeune. She was taking pictures.
She was taking
there,
pictures of
yeah.
you.
Yes, she
And
sure
I think
was.
she's the one that gave me the picture, Dad, that we have on our website.
Right.
Yeah, she does amazing work.
Yes,
And
yes,
she took
she's
all
a
the
wonderful
pictures of the
young-
kids there.
She takes a lot of pictures, and she actually, at one of the other places I went this year,
Really?
was in Livonia, and she was taking pictures there.
I saw that. It's called Peanut's Place.
Peanut's Place.
Isn't that
and-
funny? Because we call my daughter Peanut.
Mhm.
There's lots of peanuts in the world.
Mhm. But she did a fantastic job there also.
Okay, okay. Well, tell us something that we might not know about the North Pole. Something because I watch all these shows, Christmas shows. Like when I was little, I used to watch Bewitched, and I know Samantha went. You saw Samantha, and she went to, and she had the little cabin and everything. It's just so magical there. It's like crazy. I want to go so bad.
It's a magical, loving place. Everyone is so happy, and it would be nice if the world would reflect on how the North Pole is. It's a giving, loving place, and the one thing that the world needs more than anything right now is love. This is a wonderful time of year.
It is.
Kids are happy, everyone's smiling and all, but we need to keep the joy and the giving part of our heart year round. And that's how the North Pole is. Everyone is always looking out for everyone else. There's never any turmoil. It's one of the greatest places in the world to live.
Well, for so many years, I tried to stay up so I could live with you. And I wanted to come live with you so bad. I still do. I know I can't. I know that's not for me. I know I have responsibilities here. But it just is and you're so blessed that you get to be there. And you're so blessed. I mean, you bless all of us every year with all the fabulous gifts that we get. But But is there anything you want to tell the kids?
You better watch out. You better not pout. You better not cry. I'm telling you why. I'm coming to town. And if you're good, I'm going to take care of you. But if you're bad, naughty live. Nothing will be coming to your house.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, he says that, but Miss Honey was a hellion, and I got lots of gifts. You can't say no lots of times, right?
I know. It's hard for me to say no. I'll try to keep the children in line for the parents. But
I know you do. You try to keep them in line. And look, Peanut, we used to sing the song to her. And every time we would sing, you better watch out, you better not cry, she would cry because she always was crying because she was always getting in trouble.
Oh.
But Peanut always got gifts. Santa loves it. And, of course, if you're like a horrible, maybe if you did something awful, you wouldn't get something. But I think Santa is bringing everybody gifts this year.
I'm pretty sure everyone's going to get a gift.
Everyone.
You may get a rock.
Oh, so cold. Guess who got coal? T-Paw. T-Paw got coal. No, he didn't. I'm teasing. I wanted... All right, Dad, what about you? You have any questions? Because I know maybe, was there something you asked for when you were little?
Well, this is, I wanted to say this, was that the best gift that I ever got from Santa Claus was like more than 60 years ago. And I didn't even ask for it, but it ended up being the best gift I ever got. And it was a chemistry set. And I was just so excited with that. So I want to thank you personally, Santa, for thinking of something that I wanted, but I didn't even know to ask about it.
And that
See, he knows you.
Back then, that's exactly what a lot of kids wanted. But just like the kids that were sitting on my lap this year that couldn't come up with a list, that didn't know what they wanted, we kind of know what they want. We can read.
You know.
Yes. And that's why they end up with a gift. Even though they may not be able to tell me while they're sitting on my lap, I know what they want.
I know you, because I know sometimes even like with my grandkids, they'll be like, honey, how did he know I wanted that? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you just know.
And we do appreciate,
with all those children.
Well, it's amazing the gift God gave me for memory and knowing what kids want. And if you didn't get to talk to Santa, you can also write a letter.
Yes.
And your parents can send it to the North Pole. You can mail them out the day before Christmas. We have a really, really good mail system. Once it hits into the mail, we get it immediately.
Oh, really?
Everything is magical at the North Pole, just like our mail.
Okay.
When you drop it in the mailbox,
oh,
it
wow.
comes. So don't think because you didn't get to see Santa, you won't get anything, because you will.
Yes, you will. Absolutely, you will. I know. If Miss Honey got something in high school, we all getting stuff, right? I just didn't get my pony, Santa. I'm so sad. I mean, and I know my husband's not going to let me have my pony this year. So I know you got to work on that. So, well.
Sometimes not.
I know.
Dad is still against the pony, as I can see.
I can tell. Dad is always against everything fun sometimes. No, I'm teasing. You know why? Because this is what happens. Miss Honey would get the dog. I get the cat. Now, I was all in for the first couple of weeks, and then the poor mom had to have to take care of everything.
That is the case with most kids that ask for animals.
Yes.
That is one of the reasons we ask parents before, if it's okay if they have an animal. They will let us know if it's okay, and we will bring it. But, that's a lot of responsibility, any type of animal. Probably a dolphin would have been a little bit more.
And I would have been that girl that would have wanted like a dolphin. I would, I've always wanted to swim with those dolphins and stuff. Mm-hmm. But anyways, well, thank you. I know you're so busy. The reindeer are probably ready to go. I know Mrs. Claus is itching for you to come home. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And
thank you so much, Santa.
Yeah, it's great. And if you could
you.
just give a shout out to my three grandchildren, William, Carter, and Pearl. Just tell them Merry Christmas for me.
Merry Christmas, William, Carter, and Pearl. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.